Today we're going back in time to the so-called Dark Ages. Contrary to popular belief, the fall of the Roman Empire in the West wasn't the end. This period from 400 to 1000 AD was a time of change, and surprisingly, much of Roman life continued in different ways. Let's discover how the period immediately following Rome's fall gave rise to new societies and shaped the map of Europe as we know it. The year 476 AD marks a pivotal moment, the deposition of Romulus Augustulus, often considered the last Roman emperor. However, the Roman Empire didn't simply disappear overnight. It was a gradual crumbling process that unfolded over centuries, with several contributing factors such as economic instability and external pressure from migrating barbarian tribes. Into the power vacuum stepped various groups like the Goths, Vandals, and Franks. They were not simply destructive invaders, but adept rulers who inherited and adapted Roman infrastructure and systems of governance. This fusion of Roman ways and new cultural ideas led to the development of distinct kingdoms, shaping unique identities in these regions. The rise of Christianity drastically reshaped religious and political landscapes during this era. From its humble beginnings, Christianity spread rapidly through Roman society before the fall. Despite the Roman state's changing fate, Christianity thrived, becoming a uniting force amid the empire's fragmentation, providing cultural cohesion and shaping the moral fabric of the emerging societies. The Roman economy heavily relied on slave labor and eventually experienced a major transformation during the early Middle Ages. As slavery declined, new economic models arose, with growing dependence on peasant agriculture for generating localized revenue. This period witnessed shifts in trade networks. While long-distance trade declined, regional markets increased. Far from being a dark age, the 7th century witnessed the rapid rise of a new world power, the Islamic Caliphate. Inspired by the teachings of Prophet Muhammad, Islam spread from Arabia throughout the Middle East, North Africa, into parts of southern Europe. Their conquests brought significant cultural and intellectual exchange, impacting art, science, and philosophy that would then influence European intellectual growth. Even as the Roman Empire in the West declined, the Eastern Roman Empire, now known as the Byzantium Empire, with its capital at Constantinople, continued to thrive. This empire, rich in culture, preserved Roman law and traditions, continuing for almost a millennium beyond the fall of the Western Empire, eventually becoming a center of learning and scholarship that bridged East and West, playing a pivotal role in shaping both regions. Amid political unrest and fragmentation under Charlemagne's rule, 768–814, within Western Europe, emerged what historians call the Carolingian Renaissance. A period marking a resurgence of classical learning and art, encouraged literacy, resulting in literacy among monks, which helped in preserving those ancient texts, which could have been otherwise lost, influencing future generations, with literary accomplishments further fueling advancements. During the 9th century, new players appeared on Europe's stage, the Vikings. Sailing from Scandinavia in their iconic longships, they began raids and conquests throughout Europe, striking fear into the hearts of many. From plundering coastal communities to establishing trading outposts, ultimately they shaped kingdoms, leaving lasting impacts even across Atlantic, reaching North America centuries prior to Columbus. The constant threat from Vikings, along with internal conflicts, prompted a need for better local protection. It paved the path towards feudalism, a complex system based on oaths of loyalty amongst lords and less powerful nobles who offered military services in exchange for lands, providing protection for their people, but resulting fragmented society. What started a way for providing stability influenced medieval life vastly. Its influence is something we'll investigate in this video. This era witnessed remarkable breakthroughs that transformed agriculture, leaving a lasting influence on food production. From technological advancements like heavier plows and harnesses suited to oxen instead, that made working on the field easier, leading towards increased efficiency, thereby yielding more food. This surplus facilitated population growth, laying the foundation for a more vibrant society. This advancement not only brought changes to everyday lives, but it greatly significantly shaped the medieval world. In this era, monasteries acted not just as religious centers with monks devoting themselves to prayer and scholarship. Their dedication to preserving knowledge had a major impact. Their scriptoriums became hubs where classic texts got meticulously copied, ensuring these works survived throughout the ages. Beyond being books repositories, monasteries functioned as social spaces too, playing an active part in fostering the development of education and innovation, further shaping societies from within. Such multifaceted influences highlight the important place in the early Middle Ages. In the 10th century, a new power rose within Central Europe. It was an empire claiming a connection to the legacy of Rome, the Ottonian Empire. Named after kings hailing from and belonging to the Ottonian dynasty, this nascent empire was instrumental in transforming the political layout of Western Christendom. Their reign ultimately brought about stability, thus shaping socio-political dynamics in this pivotal period in history, further cementing Rome's lasting imprint on civilization's future. Even as the centralized Roman legal system underwent changes, new laws and customs intertwined to shape justice administration. However, during this transition, traces of Roman law remained evident, especially within the realm of Byzantium, where it flourished even under new authorities. Furthermore, even in the West, fragmented kingdoms witnessed efforts in codifying customary laws, leading to the formation of early foundations of legal frameworks, which highlight resilience and influence of laws during transformation. Many Roman cities indeed experienced decline following its fall. However, contrary to popular belief, they did not disappear completely. Many, such as Constantinople, continued flourishing, even acting as seats of learning and commerce. This era, though, saw profound transformation overall, with new towns emerging to cater to regional trade needs, therefore highlighting the adaptive nature of societies inhabiting the times, highlighting a vibrant picture of life during these changing times. As the classical world transformed, so too did its social fabric. The Roman social hierarchy, with its rigid structures of senators and slaves, gradually gave way to a medieval order defined by intricate relationships. Feudalism arose as a defining system governing power dynamics, feudal lords, and the warrior aristocracy offered protection in exchange for loyalty and service from those under their rule. Meanwhile, the peasantry formed the backbone of society, providing crucial agrarian labor, an essential role without which the system cannot survive. The early medieval period witnessed varied experiences of women. Contrary to expectations, often depicted solely as passive individuals, historical tapestry reveals them to play vibrant roles, wielding influence within religious and secular realms. In the emerging Christian church, some found themselves drawn into roles of power within burgeoning monastic orders, showcasing their piety and scholarship, becoming influential figures. Meanwhile, aristocratic households entrusted the management of estates alongside rearing and raising a generation of warriors, highlighting multifaceted existence within those turbulent but transformative years. The period between 400–1000 AD, conventionally referred to as the Dark Ages,